Hello everyone, welcome to the Southern Scally Capper.
Where's it gone? Where's me gold? Oh, there it is. There it is. There's me gold.
Today we are taking a look at the Pot of Gold by Boston Scally Company. Here it is. This is the Pot of Gold. This is an 8-panel green and orange plaid patchwork wool blend cap. In Boston Scally's own words, this cap was built with a mix of solid and patterned panels. This patchwork cap was designed to make a statement. Inspired by the folklore surrounding hidden gold, it reflects the idea that the best things aren't given, they're discovered. Here is the cap in hand. This is the Pot of Gold by Boston Scally Company. And I really liked the look of this cap from the moment that they teased this thing on their social media page, on the Facebook page where I saw it, and it actually came in today and I had to go ahead and just put it on, see what it looked like, and I really liked it. And as you saw in the intro, I was actually wearing the bomber jacket, the newly released bomber jacket that Boston Scally put out, and that thing is amazing. It was a little higher priced than a lot of the hoodies and shirts and flannels and things like that they usually release apparel wise, but that bomber jacket was something that I thought looked really unique, and I just had to snatch that up. So that actually came in with this order with the Pot of Gold cap as well. So a little the intro wasn't quite all planned out before I went ahead and just had to kind of throw something together there for the intro, because this cap came in a lot sooner than expected, but I was so excited about it. I wanted to go ahead and get this review out there. I wanted to go ahead and get this cap on, see what it looked like, and I really I like this cap a lot. It's a very nice looking cap. I know that Boston Scally, when it comes to their more eccentric, loud caps, their more vibrant offerings, that they kind of scare away certain clientele, that people don't always gravitate to these types of caps. But this was a cap that I saw, and I knew the first time I saw it teased, I knew I was going to have it, because I could tell that the colors were going to be very unique on this thing, and they are. This is, the orange obviously stands out so much on this cap, and then you have this green. It's not really a traditional looking green like you see here on this hoodie, which is actually also Boston Scally as well, as you can tell here. But I like this hoodie too, and so I went ahead and got this hoodie in a previous order, because I was thinking, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and this thing could easily sell out. I actually think it's still available on the site as of right now, but this cap, someone said on the social media page that they thought that this would be gone by the weekend, and they were right. It sold out, I think, sometime Sunday afternoon, and so this cap only lasted a day or two on Boston Scally's site, and now it and the pin, as you see here, which is a really cool pin too, it is sold out. And it's interesting that they put blue there. I don't know if maybe, they printed it or whatever they do to ship it off and get it made, and it came back blue instead of maybe green. I don't know. But it still looks good. I still like the look of it. I was just expecting, it has the orange in it, so I thought the green would be there too, just like the cap, but it was not. But no big deal. I still think it looks great on the cap. And I like, what was funny is when I first saw this cap, I love this pattern here too, because this green is actually a very different color green than this. So it stands out from this as well, which is really neat. It's almost a houndstooth type pattern, not quite, but almost. And then you have what looks to be almost like a corduroy type looking thing, and then you have the button up here, which looks like this. The leatherette brim here, the brown leatherette brim, and look at the inside of this cap. All that gold, that yellow there, so cool. And of course you have the logo there, the same as the pin, as they normally do. This is a sticker. I thought this was going to be a silk lining, but it did end up being a sticker. And when I first saw this cap, I thought that the corduroy part, or the corduroy looking part at least, I thought that they were going to try to kind of go with the gold in there, the yellowish gold. I thought, man, that would have been so great if they would have done that, because that would have really, made this cap pop. They probably wouldn't have sold as many because, now this is funny. I thought this was very funny when I read this, or it was actually one of the videos that Boston Scally had put out about this cap. They were describing the colors and everything, and now this isn't verbatim, but essentially their reasoning for not putting the gold here was that you turn it over and the gold's here. Okay, that makes sense in a way. Pot of gold, here's, inside, you get the gold. But here was their reasoning, because they thought about that, they considered it, if I remember correctly, but they didn't want the cap to look tacky. Tacky. Coming from Boston Scally Company, am I wrong, or are they the same company that put out the donut? I mean, right? Look at this thing. It has donuts on it. How could putting gold be any more tacky than the donut cap? I don't know where their reasoning was coming from, but that's what they said. Okay, whatever. I'm not quite buying it. So I would, and I mentioned in my last review that I would have loved for that to have been a yellowish color here where the corduroy is. They didn't do it. They put it all on the inside. Okay, I was a little bummed, but fair enough, I guess. I don't know if I completely buy their reasoning, but okay, whatever. I guess I have to because it's their word against mine. Oh, but this cap also did come with a dust bag. So there's the dust bag there. Of course, it is all the gold. It looks so good there, and it feels very silky. This dust bag does. You have the green pull strings here, and then of course the logo there, the Pot of Gold logo. And so an awesome dust bag. I really like the dust bag. I also got a keychain, a Boston Scally keychain here that they sent out with the order. And womp womp. I got this one. I got the silver, not the gold one. I believe they sent out 500. Oh, in the back, Boston Scally on the back. The Pot of Gold there on the front. Oh well. I didn't get the coal cap either, so I wasn't expecting anything. No, what's funny about this though, it's got a little bit of weight to it. So it's not just, you can hear it, not just cheap plastic, you get from the Dollar Tree or something. So that's cool. So a little bit of thought and, work actually did go into making those. It would have been cool to get a gold one, whatever. I mean, what am I going to do with it, right? Pull it out and put it in this little display right here once a year for St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. So not a big deal that I did not get the gold coin. I wasn't expecting to anyways. It was just going to be a nice little bonus if I did. But like I said, they sent the keychain with the order, and that was nice. Who doesn't like, free stuff and keychains? They're cool. And I was so excited about the Pot of Gold because I love when Boston Scally, when they do release the more loud caps, the more eccentric caps. Oh, and one more thing about the cap, here on the back is the clover. So you do have the gold there on the cap. So I wasn't totally, I didn't feel totally cheated by not getting any gold on the cap. And I think the pin helps as well because it has the coins there on the cap that he's holding. So you don't feel like you don't get any gold on the outside of this cap. It's just kind of what a tease to what is on the inside of the cap. So that's my little nitpick. I think I told you that I would have a little nitpick with this cap in my last video and with the shillelagh. And so that's my little nitpick with this. I really do wish the corduroy, even if they would have just done like maybe some of the whitish stripes there, if they would have been gold or even an off yellow, something to give a little hint. Didn't get it. Oh, well, I didn't make the cap. I just bought it. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to rate the Pot of Gold by Boston Scally Company. I do rate on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I'm still giving this cap a 5, despite my little nitpick with the gold not being on the outside, because you get it on the clover, you get it on the pin. I think the pin, it just goes great with this cap. I think a lot of the times, I said in my last video, I started out when I started purchasing Boston Scally caps, I wasn't getting the pin with a lot of the caps, and I think that was kind of a mistake on my part, because I think with a lot of these caps, the pin really does complete the cap, and that's especially the case here with the pot of gold. So that is my score. And oh, and by the way, I did say in my last video that the Shillelagh was my favorite St. Patrick's Day cap by Boston Scally Company. I would have to wait and see until I got the pot of gold. Sorry, Shillelagh. Pot of gold is now sitting there on top. It's just, this is an extraordinary looking cap to me. I think this is, I couldn't ask for too much more, despite my little, nitpick, but whatever. I'm still giving this cap a 5 because I think it's a cap that really stands out and, draws the eye, much like the donut does. So if they would have went, if they would have went all out and went ahead and did that yellow, that would have been, that may be my favorite cap. It might even had overtaken the Scarecrow, which is still my favorite Boston Scally cap ever released. So that is my review for today for the pot of gold. I love this cap. Tell me what you guys think about it compared to Boston Scally's other St. Patrick's Day offerings. And thank y'all so much for watching today. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your day.